first song obviously is Twist and Shout by the Beatles. Adam's been showing you how to do some guitar and some vocals. I will show you how we're going to do the drumming. And we're going to do this in several steps. So we're going to do a beginner's version, which is very, very straightforward. And then we'll do a slightly sort of more difficult version of the same pattern basically. And then we'll play a much more sort of sophisticated pattern, which is more along the lines of the way Ringo actually plays it on the recording. So if you are a little bit more advanced, you can skip forward onto the more advanced lesson. If you're brand new, stay with me and we'll go through it step by step. So the first thing we're going to do, hopefully from the introduction lesson which I posted earlier, you should be now familiar with our 1-2 pattern, the quarter note pattern, and our eighth note pattern. And it's the eighth note pattern really that we're going to be playing on this. So it's that pattern that goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? If we play that, if we can get the tempo up, the speed of that up, we can actually just play a very, very, very basic quarter note pattern over the top of this song. I'll demonstrate that for you now. That's a really good example of how this eighth note pattern, even though it's not very sophisticated, can pretty much fit to most 4/4 time, well, probably all 4/4 time tracks that you play. So it's a really useful go-to pattern. The actual drumming pattern that Ringo does plays a double stroke on the snare drum. So what I would like to try and do with you is we're just going to push that eighth note pattern up a notch and we're going to play a double snare. So what that means is if I play the eighth note pattern as it's played as we're currently playing it, so you have a kick and snare and kick and snare, and we're going to play a double stroke on an alternate loop. So we'll play a single snare on the first loop, so you'll play kick and snare and then we're going to play kick and snare snare, so you get this kick and snare snare. Join those together very, very slowly to begin with. So the first half, as we've been practicing on the introduction, kick and snare and then on the second half, kick and snare snare. I'll join those together, close that gap between those two parts, and we get this kick and snare and kick and snare snare, kick and snare and kick and snare snare. There we go. So we now have a double stroke on the snare drum. That's more in keeping with what's going on in this track. If I speed that up a little bit, you'll start to hear exactly what's happening. So I'll speed that up. And there we go, and that's a lot more in keeping. We're starting to find that sound that Ringo's playing. It's not quite there yet, but we're really starting to get there. So what we need to do is we need to practice our straightforward eighth note pattern. So that's just your straightforward kick and snare round. When that starts to feel comfortable, that's when we start to get the speed. So don't try playing that too fast to begin with. Get that feeling, that where we want to be is we don't want to be thinking about it too hard in our heads. It's kind of where our body takes over and just sort of wants to do it automatically. That's at the point where we can actually start accelerating that speed. We can start building that tempo up gradually, and we'll eventually get there. And then what we can start to do is we can start to add that second snare note so that we get that pa pa, which is what we're after. Boom boom pa, boom 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 pa pa. A lot of my students make fun of me for doing that, but I think it's a really, really good way of sort of getting the pattern visualized in your head. If you can verbalize it, it actually kind of really helps when you're actually playing it. Boom boom ka, boom 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 ka ka, boom boom ka, that kind of thing. And I know it might make me look a bit crazy on camera, but trust me, this is a really, really good learning method. It's a really, really useful tool. Okay, and that's what we're after. We're after that double snare note pattern. We can still, if that's still a little bit too quick and you want to get playing along to the record straight away, if we go much more simple and we go back to our quarter note pattern, again, that fits equally well. I'll demonstrate that now. It will sound a little thin. It won't quite have that same sort of feel that we're after, but it works perfectly fine. So I'll demonstrate that version for you, and then we'll go over that in a moment. So there you go. Fits perfectly well. We're keeping time, probably the most important job a drummer can do. It fits. It probably doesn't have quite the same feel that we're after. Probably doesn't have a great deal of dynamic going on in the song, but it fits perfectly well to the song, and it means you can have a play along, even if you've just begun to follow these lessons. You can still play along, have a bit of fun with that at home. Again, going back to that introductory lesson, find if you don't have the drum kit and you've got a few sort of old pots and pans and things around, you can make all sorts of different sounds using, as we demonstrated before, cardboard boxes, even an empty Coke bottle or something like that. They all make wonderful percussive tools. So just use those, experiment, and see how you get along. Again, any comments that you have for that, put them below, and I'll get back to you. And then in the next half, we'll look at a more sophisticated, more Ringo style pattern. So I look forward to seeing you in the second half.